with hands that toil the soil.
Blossoms of the Earth, Harvests of Love, a country love story.
Pure and royal, in rhythm with the season.
Once upon a time, in the picturesque hill country of Lebialem, Cameroon, there lived a hard-working farmer named Tabang. He was known throughout the region for his dedication to the land and the bountiful harvests he reaped from his farm. Tabang's days were filled with the rhythm of the earth, the fragrance of the soil, and the gentle whispers of the wind as it danced through the fields of green. However, amidst the serenity of his rural life, Tabang carried a heavy burden in his heart. Tabang longed for love, for a companion with whom to share his country life. He dreamed of finding a wife who would appreciate the beauty of the land and the simplicity of a farmer's existence. Yet, he found himself disillusioned, for the local girls seemed to be drawn to the allure of the city. That was at a time when the city was the locus of opportunity and progress. Every girl yearned for the excitement of urban life. The prospect of marrying a man from the city held far greater appeal to them than settling down with a humble village farmer. Frustrated and disheartened, Tabang made a difficult decision. He resolved to abandon his farm and venture into the city in search of greener pastures. He hoped that with the wealth and status of urban life, he would be able to return and find a wife who valued the land as much as he did. With a heavy heart, he bid farewell to the fields that had been his home and set out on a journey to the bustling city. In the city, the lights shone so bright and dreams appeared within reach. However, life in the city was not what Tabang had envisioned. The urban landscape was a maze of relentless hustle and bustle. Tabang felt like a stranger lost in the crowd. The foreign sounds of the city engulfed him, drowning out the familiar melodies of nature that had once been his solace. Days turned into weeks, and Tabang encountered countless struggles and challenges. Here, people did all types of menial jobs to survive. Some worked as potters at the bus station and markets. Those who could afford some capital bought a few goods and walked from neighborhood to neighborhood hawking them. For Tabang, the promises of the city proved to be elusive. He soon found himself yearning for the simplicity and authenticity of his life as a farmer. With a heavy heart, he made the decision to return to his overgrown farm, where the land awaited his tender care and nurturing touch. Tabang's return to the village coincided with the return of a young woman called Bezanji. She had trained as an agricultural engineer. After her graduation, she had decided to return to the village to engage in agriculture full-time. She was passionate about farming and hoped that with her innovative skills, she could help the local farmers to revitalize their land. Bezanji's arrival brought a newfound sense of hope to the community, and her enthusiasm for agricultural innovation was palpable. It was not long before Tabang and Bezanji's crossed paths, and their shared love for the land drew them together. Bezanji admired Tabang's deep connection to the soil and the dedication he brought to his work. Tabang, on his part, was captivated by Bezanji's knowledge and passion for farming. They became close collaborators, with Tabang benefiting from Bezanji's agricultural expertise, while she gained valuable insights from Tabang's years of farming experience.
You tend the fields with love, your spirit pure and royal, in rhythm with the seasons.
One day, Tabang stood amid his once overgrown farm, full of pride in the works of his hand. A sense of determination burned within him. The city's allure, with its shining lights and promises, had faded away, and he had found his true home where the rivers flowed and the land embraced him. As he scanned his blossoming corn crops, he noticed a figure approaching in the distance. As it drew closer, he realized that it was Bezanji. They immediately struck up a conversation.
Tabang, your land holds so much potential. With the right care and knowledge, we can bring forth a bountiful harvest,
Bezanji said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. Tabang nodded, grateful for Bezanji's presence.
I've realized that my roots run deep in this soil. The city has lured many with promises untrue, but here, amidst the fields of green, I find contentment,
he replied, his gaze sweeping across the land he cherished. Their conversation was very lively, as each brought their unique expertise to the table. Bezanji shared innovative agricultural techniques, while Tabang imparted the wisdom that came from years of tending to the earth. It was natural that they would soon become close to each other. Their bond was rooted in their shared commitment to the land and the community they both cherished.
I've always admired your dedication to the land, Tabang. Your love for farming is truly inspiring.
Bazanji remarked one evening when Tabang came to visit her in her parents' compound. They had started exchanging visits, especially in the evenings and weekends. Their mutual passion for farming dominated their conversations. Bazanji's lived with her parents, but in a separate house that used to belong to her late grandmother. Her father was pleased that she had decided to return home and live with them. But he also felt that it was necessary to give his daughter some space to function independently. Bazanji rarely cooked as her mother and 3 stepmothers provided her with more than enough food. However, whenever she was expecting guests, she would make some snacks so they could share while chatting. This evening, Bazanji had decided to entertain Tabang with roasted yam in red palm oil. So, she had prepared a small fire in an open metal pan in a corner of her veranda. They were going to roast the yam together. As the fire crackled and the flames illuminated their faces, the stars twinkled in the vast expanse of the sky above. Tabang looked at Bazanji with a sense of gratitude and admiration in
I've
his
learned
eyes.
so much from you, Bazanji. Your knowledge and passion for agriculture have breathed new life into the fields. Everywhere, the farmers are talking about your good nature.
Bazanji felt a slight wave of unease course through her body. She had not come to the village to find fame. She had just wished to show her peers that agriculture was not only for old people. But also, she had deep love for the village that had raised her and just thought she could pay them back in her own modest way by upgrading their archaic farming techniques. Tabang had come with a keg of palm wine, fresh palm wine that he had ordered from Maurice, the famed palm wine tapper. They sat at Bazanji's veranda, eating the roasted yam and pushing it down with sweet palm wine, talking late into the night. Their conversations dwelt on the land, the challenges they faced, and the dreams they harbored for the future. Once in a while, the conversation lingered on their individual aspirations.
The city's allure once called to me, but now I realize that my heart belongs here, where the rivers flow and the fields thrive.
Tabang confessed, the flicker of the fire in his eyes, reflecting the unwavering love he held for his land.
I've come to understand that too, Tabang. The land has a way of grounding us, of nurturing our spirits and guiding our paths.
Bazanji replied, her gaze meeting his with a warmth that mirrored the gentle embrace of the earth.
Our people have a concept known as Friends of Efeng. Have you ever heard of it?
Tabang asked Bazanji. She was a bit perplexed by the seemingly off-tangent question.
I've heard of it, but what has it got to do with our love for the land?
Exactly. Friends of Efeng are children who were once friends in the spirit world before they were born.
Okay, but I am still to get your drift.
The things you love are the same things that I love. The way we met and just clicked as if we had known each other before. Doesn't that tell you that we may be reincarnated children who shared the same passions in a previous realm?
Though they were born in the same village, Tabang and Bazanji did not grow up together. Tabang had grown up with an uncle who was a teacher and constantly moved his family from place to place. After his university studies, Tabang had returned to the village to get acquainted with the culture of his people and had fallen madly in love with the land. Though he was not a trained agricultural scientist, he had applied himself to the land with his motto being, "Where there is a will, there is a way." It had paid off until his search for a wife forced him to abandon his farm and go to the city.
Friends of Efeng. Friends from a previous existence. Reincarnated. Okay, let's see what tomorrow brings. Never say never,
she said wisely. As the days turned into weeks, Tabang and Bazanji's shared passion for farming and revitalizing the land brought them closer together in ways they had never imagined. Their initial agricultural conversations, filled with discussions about planting techniques, soil enrichment, and crop rotation, gradually evolved into moments of shared laughter, thoughtful gazes, and a growing sense of companionship that transcended their professional collaboration. One warm afternoon, they met on their way back from the farm. Bazanji had been burning to share her recent discovery with Tabang. It was a new approach to pest control that she had been researching.
Tabang, I've been experimenting with natural repellents to protect the crops. I believe it could make a significant difference in preventing pest infestations,
she explained, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. Tabang listened intently, admiring Bazanji's dedication to finding innovative solutions.
Your dedication to improving our farming methods is truly inspiring, Bazanji. I've always valued your insights,
he replied, his admiration for her evident in his warm smile. Their discussions, once centered solely on agricultural techniques, gradually shifted to encompass more personal topics. They shared stories of their upbringing, their dreams for the future, and the challenges they had overcome. In these moments of vulnerability, they discovered a profound connection that extended beyond their shared love for the land. One evening, as they sat under the starlit sky, Bezanji spoke softly, her words carrying the weight of unspoken emotions.
Tabang, the land has a way of bringing people together, of nurturing bonds that grow as deep as the roots of our crops. In you, I found a kindred spirit, someone who sees the beauty in the earth as I do,
she confessed, her eyes reflecting the quiet affection that had blossomed within her. Tabang's heart swelled with a warmth that mirrored the gentle embrace of the earth.
Bezanji, remember my friends of Efeng claimed that evening at your veranda? Now you say you found in me a kindred spirit. What else could it be other than our past lives converging once more?
She did not reply. She was lost in thought as her mind tried to digest the claims that she and Tabang might truly have lived a previous existence together. Tabang broke her thought train.
Efeng or no Efeng, I confess that your passion for the land has breathed new life into these fields, and in you, I found a companion whose presence enriches my days,
he replied, his voice filled with the sincerity of his growing affection for her.
Soft whispers, feel her heartbeat strong.
Their partnership, rooted in a shared dedication to the land, naturally transformed into a romantic relationship. Lingering glances, gentle touches, and heartfelt confessions became the hallmark of their evolving courtship, each moment a testament to the enduring love that had taken root in their heart.
In harmony we labor to arrange ancient sacred song.
One day, Tabang went to visit Bezanji on her farm. She was busy arranging the vines of the beans around the beanstalks. She was excited to see him. She ran towards him, and they embraced each other. Spontaneously, they started kissing each other. For miles around the farm, there was no other human being. Only the greenery of the lush crops witnessed their first kiss. Bezanji was a bit flustered after they stopped kissing. She could not explain why she had kissed him with ease, even as she had never contemplated kissing him. Inwardly, she admitted that she had already fallen in love with him, but she had not envisaged the depth of her love for him. Well, she was in for more surprises. Amidst the lush fields, under the open sky, Tabang knelt before Bezanji, a ring clasped in his hand.
Bezanji, you are the melody of the rivers, the gentle whisper of the wind, and the steadfast beauty of the earth. You are the force that makes the crop blossom. Will you walk beside me as my companion in life, tending to the land and nurturing our love with the same care and devotion you have shown our people and this land supporting our feet?
He asked, his heart laid bare in his earnest proposal. Tears of joy glistened in Bezanji's eyes as she embraced Tabang, her heart overflowing with love.
Yes, my love. I will stand by your side, for in you, I found the fulfillment of my deepest desires. And in the land, we have discovered a timeless love that will continue to grow.
Bezanji, as the rivers flow with the rhythm of time, I find myself drawn to the melody of your presence. The land has brought us together, intertwining our lives like the vines that thrive in these fertile fields,
Tabang confessed, his voice carrying a depth of emotion that mirrored the earth's ancient wisdom. Bezanji's eyes sparkled with a warmth that mirrored the gentle caress of the wind.
Tabang, the land has borne witness to the growth of our connection, nurturing the seeds of our bond with each passing day. As the earth sustains life, so do you sustain my spirit with your unwavering presence,
she replied, her words carrying the weight of unspoken truths.
She is my kindred spirit, in her my heart finds home. With her I tend the land, and never again
In that moment,
shall I
the sky above seemed to hold its breath, as if nature itself awaited the culmination of their unspoken emotions. The sunlight shone with a knowing glare, and the wind carried whispers of a tale yet untold. Tabang and Bezanji leaned closer, their hearts beating in unison with the earth's timeless rhythm.